Call the Owatonna City Council meeting to order for May 17th. May we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Rainey.
Here.
Svenby.
Here.
Dodson.
Here.
Okerberg.
Here.
Schultz.
Here.
Burbank.
Here.
Abraham.
Here.
And Mayor Kuntz.
Here.
We have all 7 of the council and the mayor present.
Thank you. Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight for this council meeting and some special presentations. And with that, I will turn it over to the Mayor Kuntz.
Well, thank you very, very much. You know, the mayor's job in the city of Owatonna is to do proclamations, and proclamations just honor things that have happened in Owatonna. And we are so privileged to have the exchange group from India join us tonight for our city council meeting, and also for a great dinner that you're going to have afterwards. So the proclamation reads.
You guys want to stand up, please? Just stand up.
The City of Owatonna, whereas Rotary Friendship Exchange Program is an international exchange program, and whereas this program provides participants with the opportunity to experience other cultures by staying in the homes of Ontarians, visiting their clubs, and participating in their lifestyle activities, and whereas goals of the exchange are to advance international understanding and peace through visits across borders and to promote inter-club relationships, fellowships, and service projects. And whereas the Owatonna Noon Rotary Club is currently participating in the Friendship Exchange Program with 10 visitors from India. Now, therefore, I, Thomas A. Kuntz, Mayor of the great city of Owatonna, hereby proclaim these gifts to be honorary citizens of the city of Owatonna, Minnesota, and I call upon all citizens of the great city of Owatonna to welcome each of them to our community in the spirit of friendship and spirit and goodwill. Please welcome, and I'm going to have you introduce your team and bring them one up at a time.
First of all, please accept my sincere gratitude on behalf of this lovely team here that's coming from India for this wonderful presentation, the opportunity to be part of your council meeting, and the love and affection, hospitality that we've received here. We're really greatly honored and privileged. So starting from there, that is Aditi from the city of Nasik. Aditi, should I call her?
Yep.
Yeah, Aditi, please step forward.
And we have a little token of our appreciation for, this is the Owatonna pin that we're calling. And what it's about is Owatonna's name comes from Princess Owatonna in its history, and Princess Owatonna in the middle.
Aditi Agarwal, Nasik. The lady next to her is Surekha Rajput. Again, she's a school teacher, education, and again, city of Nashik. Nitin is an electrical engineer and manufactures transformers. Nitin Ingle, again, city of Jalgaon. I have Mukesh Agarwal here. He's from Bhusawal, another small town, but he's a chartered accountant, like you have your CPAs here. Similarly, I will call Priya next because that's the spouse of Mukesh, Priya Agarwal. She's a homemaker.
Thank you very, very much.
Then we have Hitesh Karya. He's from the city of Nashik again, and he's a multifaceted personality. He manufactures elevators. He's got a hardware dealership, sells tiles, plumbing material, etc. also, and also represents a medical college from Mauritius in India. And that is Pawan Bagar, big time builder in the city of Nasik, developers and builders. Then we have Rajesh Javahirani. He was our Rotary District's immediate past secretary. He has a large retail operation where he sells goods from all over the world, global products. And that's his wife, Sonal Javahirani, another homemaker, beautiful lady, a quiet lady, lets her husband do all the talking. And I am Sanjay Arora. I'm the only one from Nagpur city. Thank you so much.
And I will give you the proclamation.
Thank you so very much.
There's one spare.
All right.
There was one
Tom.
that-
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Thank you so very much.
Tom, hold on 1 second.
And you're free to go and enjoy your dinner, or you can stay and watch the council meeting.
All of you all here, we just stand here and they do one picture. Is that possible? Sure. Yeah. You all be on your seats and we'll stand before you all. Yeah.
They want us?
Am I half a second?
We can squeeze. Squeeze in.
Get done by me. All right. This is more attractive. I also want to get on the right
Another John Deere just got sold.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey,
I'm gonna sneak in behind.
okay, go ahead.
See my phone number.
When's your birthday? I'll have to give you one.
Thank you, Tom. I hope they enjoy their visit to Owatonna. I think it's exciting enough for them to really enjoy it here. So, with that, we'll move on to the public hearing 1.3, modified tax increment financing for district for TIF number 3-9. And with that, we'll go to Troy.
Yes, we have been working with Cybex in the industrial park on an expansion, 150,000 square foot addition onto their current facility. And we've been working on incentive of tax increment financing for this project. And today we have the public hearing for the tax increment financing district. And we do have Ed Sheeta here with Advanced Resources here, our consultant, that will present the TIF plan.
Good evening. Ed Cheetah, Advanced Resources. We have a proposal here where we're forming tax increment district number 3-9 for Cybex, which was recently purchased by a company called Life Fitness, which is a subsidiary of Brunswick. So just so you know the order there. They're proposing expanding the plant down there. They've got, I think it's around 35 acres, and so they operate currently in 340,000 square feet of facility, and they're going to add about 150,000 square feet of additional production space. They anticipate starting the project about June 27th, maybe July 1, right in there is what they're looking to do this. And you may recall that, was it a month ago, you guys set or passed a resolution supporting a job creation fund application to deed. That is moving along and is part of the overall project. So the state will award that, and just that provides them, it's a similar, we're going to do pay-as-you-go tax increment financing and reimburse them for site improvement costs. Estimate that the tax increment coming in from this project will be about $160,000 over 9 years. It's for about $1.3 million, and that'll reimburse site costs out there. As I said, they also will receive through the state that job creation fund. Like the tax increment, it's a pay for performance. You know, you don't get the tax increment unless you build and do what you say. The job creation fund is the same way, and they'll receive $750,000 to $1 million, and that's based upon They actually get a rebate of 7.5% up to $500,000 on their capital investment, and they also will receive a job credit based on the number of jobs for another $250,000. It's a pay for performance. It can go up to a maximum of $1 million. They were looking at something in that range. This is, I think, going back to when we did a tax increment with these people about 10 years ago, and there always was some discussion on expansion. So this is coming to the fruition now at this time. The only thing that will be in the tax increment district from this will be the expansion. The other part will be on the tax roll. So the 340,000 square feet, which is actually coming out of a district right now, that will come out, that will go on the tax rolls, and then it'll flip, this new part will go in, and that will be the generated income in the future. And then, as we've done in the other situations, that we implement all of this through the pay-as-you-go tax increment financing development agreement, which is all of the conditions that we talk about here. So it's a nice project. Again, there'll be some significant job creation with it, and they seem to be pretty excited. I don't believe they have representation here this evening. The gentleman, Tom Howe, is the one I've been working with, and he had to go back to the Ramsey plant today. So, any questions for you? Public hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And with that, I will open up the public hearing at 7:12. Do anyone in the audience wishes to speak on this issue? Seeing none, I will look for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Motion by Brent Svenby to close the public hearing. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Greg Schultz. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now is council's chance to ask a question if you have any. Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve resolution 48-16.
We have a motion by Brent Svenby to approve motion 48-16. And do we have a second to that?
Second.
Second by Dave Burbank. Any further discussion there? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This has been approved. Thank you. Now we will move on to the financial report, and I'll ask Councilmember
Greg
Schultz.
Les,
Yes.
got some other things I got to...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If that's all right?
Yes.
Okay. I've got 3 other proclamations I need to read, and then we have an oath of office for 2 people, one for the Planning Commission and one for the Parking Commission. But I'll do the proclamations first. And the first proclamation comes from the Veterans of Foreign War and the Auxiliary. This afternoon I went up and signed it, and they were so kind from the VFW to give us a 4x10 flag that flies in Central Park. So every year they replace the flag that's in Central Park with a brand new one. So we thank the VFW for that gift to the city of Owatonna. And the proclamation reads, whereas annual distribution of Buddy Poppies by Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States has been officially recognized and endorsed by governmental leaders since 1922. And whereas VFW Buddy Poppies are assembled by disabled veterans, and the proceeds of this worthy fundraising campaign are used extensively for the benefits of disabled and needy veterans and the widows and orphans of deceased veterans. And whereas the basic poppy of the annual distribution for Buddy Poppies by the Veterans of Foreign Wars is reflective in the desire to honor the dead by helping the living. Therefore, I, Thomas A. Kuntz, Mayor of the City of Owatonna, Minnesota, do hereby urge the citizens of this community to recognize the merits of this cause by contributing generously to its support through your donations for Buddy Poppies on the date set aside for the distribution of these symbols and appreciation of the sacrifices of our honored dead. I urge all patriotic citizens to wear a Buddy Poppy as a mute evidence of our gratitude to the men and women of this country who have risked their lives in the defense of freedom, which we continue to enjoy as American citizens. Signed, Thomas A. Kuntz. The next proclamation I'll read is, this is Police Officer Memorial Day and Police Officer Memorial Week. So it says, the City of Owatonna, Police Officer Memorial Day and Police Officer Memorial Week, whereas our nation's public safety officers and heroes who risked their lives to keep our families and communities safe. And whereas law enforcement personnel are dedicated to the communities they serve. And whereas police officers must continually remain vigilant and take courageous action. And whereas police officers put their lives on the fire to protect ours, sometimes making the ultimate sacrifice. And whereas May 15th has been designated by the President as Police Officers Memorial Day. And whereas the City of Owatonna community honors and respects the sacrifices made by our police officers and wishes to extend our gratitude to each and every member of the law enforcement community. Now, therefore, I, Thomas A. Kuntz, Mayor of the great City of Owatonna, do hereby proclaim May 15, 2016 as Police Officer Memorial Day and May 15th through May 21st, 2016 as Police Officer Memorial Week, and hereby extend the gratitude of the City of Owatonna community to all the Owatonna Police Department officers for their service to the community and their commitment to protecting those they serve. Signed, Thomas A. Kuntz. And the last one, stopped down to Costa's Candy to have lunch one day, and there was two gentlemen in there that are doing a documentary on Jefferson Highway. A little about the highway. It was founded in 1916, making 2016 the centennial year. In 1927, the government started a numbering system that turned the Jefferson Highway into a series of numbered roads. In Minnesota, the Jefferson Highway is now US 71, 75, 2, 10, and 65. And the proclamation reads, whereas in the 100th anniversary, there is a need for more awareness of the Jefferson Highway, a major early highway that ran through Owatonna and reached from Winnipeg to New Orleans, making it the first international highway traversing the United States from north to south through the Mississippi Valley. And whereas there is currently a campaign to serve marking by the Minnesota MnDOT of the Jefferson Highway route in Minnesota as a heritage byway. And whereas the Jefferson Highway is known as the Pine to Palm Highway, the Jefferson Highway Association also promoted it as the Vacation Pipeline. It was the original road that brought vacationers to the rustic lake getaways up north. And whereas Owatonna and other communities on the Jefferson Highway route in Minnesota, which approximately or coincides with much of the US 71, 75, 2, 10, and US 65, currently are not availing themselves for the tourism that a greater awareness of the Jefferson Highway would bring. And whereas a special day recognizing the Jefferson Highway would help to bring a greater awareness of that historic, important highway in Owatonna and the state of Minnesota and the nation. Now, therefore, I, Thomas A. Kuntz, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the City of Owatonna as mayor, do hereby proclaim the day of May 10th to be Drive the Jefferson Highway Day in Owatonna, Minnesota, and call upon the people of Owatonna to explore this historic highway with an adventurous spirit and to begin to learn more about it and its importance to our local, state, and national history. I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Owatonna to be affixed on this day, May 17th, 2016. Thomas A. Kuntz.
Thank you.
Now, I've got a couple oaths of office.
Yep.
If I can get Mark and Michael to come forward. And raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and then your name.
I, Mark Meyer.
I'm Michael Miller.
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
The Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
The laws of the City of Owatonna.
The laws of the City of Owatonna.
And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge.
I will faithfully and impartially discharge
the duties of.
The duties of.
The office of.
Planning Commission.
The office of Park Commission
of the City of Owatonna,
the City of Owatonna,
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
so help me God.
So, yeah.
Welcome aboard. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you and good luck with this new assignment. And now, because of all the excitement we've had, I forgot to get approval of the agenda, so we'll look for a motion to approve the agenda. Motion by Nate Dodson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Greg Schultz. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This is now official. We are approved. Moving on down to the next item, which is a financial report, and I'll ask Councilmember Schultz to read it.
Expenditures presented for approval tonight are as follows. Checks over $20,000 are $41,255 to the Department of Corrections for the work crew. That's the first half payment. $72,105 to Owatonna Ford, of which $35,429 is for a 2016 Ford F-350 for the Forestry Department, $36,471 for a 2016 Ford F-350 for the wastewater treatment plant, and $204 for miscellaneous parts. $119,205 to the Southeast Service Cooperative for the May health insurance premiums. Other expenditures of $280,167 make total expenditures presented for approval tonight of $512,734.63.
Thank you, Greg. What are questions from the council?
Motion to pay the bills.
We have a motion by Kevin Rainey to pay the bills. Do you have a second to that?
Second.
I'm going to go with Brent on this one. Second by Brent Svenby. Any further discussion on this? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Bills have been approved. Moving on to consent agenda items, which are license permits, requests, minutes of meetings, contracts, etc., grouped into one motion. And what is the council's wishes on this?
Motion to approve, but I will have a comment on the fair if I could.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Kevin Rainey. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave Burbank. Any further discussion there? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And now, Kevin, you have a comment?
Yes. If you recall, last meeting, I made the motion to table the fair. I was inquiring about the city showing their costs, and then I also asked the fair board to also find out what the county reimbursed us for. Mr. Gleason sent that information to Chris this past weekend. I'm very comfortable with what the county does. I think it's a great team effort. I think it's wonderful to see county government and city government work together. It's too bad the state can't figure that out, but at least it works here. So I am very pleased with the partnership, and hopefully we can continue this for many years.
Okay, thank you.
And
Jim
might have some comments.
Okay, Jim is here, yes. Do you have anything to add?
Just say from here, I'd just like to thank the council, the city of Owatonna, all the citizens of Owatonna, and Steele County and the surrounding area for all the support we've worked over all the years. So it is a great partnership, and we're working away at it to get ready for August 16th to the 21st.
And we'll have another good fair, right?
Yes, we will.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Moving on to action items, we have license and permits on sale beer and wine license for the Black Sheep at 206 West Rose, and this will go to Chris.
Yes. We have received, let me just pull that up here, all our necessary documents in connection with this application, and we would recommend approval.
Thank you, Chris. Any questions from the council? What is the council's wishes?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Jeff Okelberg to approve. Do you have a second to that?
Second.
Second by Greg Schultz. Any further discussion?
They are here tonight, Les.
Yep.
Pardon?
They are here.
They are here?
Yep.
Is there anything you'd like to add to this?
We're just really happy to have this opportunity, her love of food and my love of craft beer, and share it with the city.
Okay. Thank you very much. And we have a motion and a second. See, we do have a motion and a second, don't we?
Yep, we do.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This has been approved. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to 3.3.1, which is Resolution 4616, set date for public hearing to consider issuance of tax-exempt bonds to Ness Health Insurance, or healthcare. And this will go to Chris.
Yes. Ness Healthcare is an Illinois not-for-profit organization that has requested the assistance of the Illinois Financing Authority in financing acquisition and improvement of 3 facilities, one of which is located in Owatonna, Valley View. According to the federal tax law, a public hearing must be held in the geographic location of that facility. There is no obligation of the city. All the payments and things will be coming from the IFA. We are not, the bonds won't be payable from any revenues of the city or the state of Minnesota, will not constitute an indebtedness to the city or the state. So we are just simply asked to hold a public hearing on this matter, and staff would recommend approval of Resolution 4616 to set the date and time for the required public hearing for Tuesday, June 7th at 7 p.m. Someone will be at our public hearing, and we'll also have a letter from our bond attorney, Kennedy and Graven, on this matter for council consideration as well.
Thank you, Chris. Any questions from the council?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Greg Schultz to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
I'm going to go with Nate this time. Second by Nate Dodson. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This has been approved for June 7th, 7th, okay. Moving on down to 3.3.2, Resolution 47-16, to approve plans and authorize bids for 2016 crack and seal project. And this we go to Troy.
The runway and its parallel taxiway were constructed in 2008 and 2009 and are scheduled for pavement maintenance. The project would provide for the route and seal of cracks and seal coating of these surfaces, as well as a portion of the main aircraft parking apron. The project would also be bid to include an alternate for sealing the concrete joints in the adjacent main apron. The work is in accordance with the established airport pavement maintenance program. Based on council approval, the project plans and specifications, including bid documents, were prepared by our airport engineering consulting firm, Bolton & Mink. The bid documents include alternate design and bid schedules, allowing for flexibility in award of contract based on available funding. The local share of the construction costs are estimated to be approximately $15,541, depending on the base bid and alternate bids received. The overall construction costs are estimated at $253,500. All project costs are contingent upon securing 90% federal grant funding for federally eligible project costs, and other project funding takes advantage of the anticipated MnDOT Office of Aeronautics grant, representing additional 5% funding for federally eligible items. So staff would recommend approval of this resolution.
Thank you, Troy. Any questions from the council?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Greg Schultz to approve this. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave Burbank. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This has been approved. Moving on to 3.5.1, variance 1385, screened porch construction at 1280 Ridge Road, and we're back to Troy.
Dominique and Darla Wandra are the applicants at 1280 Ridge Road. The ordinance requires a principal structure shall be located a minimum of 50 feet from the rear lot line. So what they're proposing is basically a screened porch that's 15 feet by 15 and a half feet. And it's located on a concrete patio. And the applicant had installed the patio with a thickened footing with the intent of constructing this in the future. Now, this falls kind of between the cracks in our zoning ordinance. It is not structurally part of the principal building, although it's going to be butting right up to the house. In fact, we'll have a roof membrane that will connect the two. But due to its closeness of the structure, the code does require that we call this part of the attached structure. It doesn't meet the definition of our 3 and 4 season porch that we adopted 2 years ago, because in there we stipulate that it must be at least 12 inches off the ground and must have pile footings, which this doesn't meet. So it kind of fell in between a couple of definitions in our zoning ordinance, and so the best way really to move forward with this is with a variance application. It is a unique situation. It's on a corner lot, which also gets into deciding which is the front and which is the side yards. The neighbor to the north did submit a letter in support of the request. This is the neighbor that's directly abutting this, so there wasn't any issues from the neighbor standpoint. There was a public hearing at Planning Commission, and again, no one objected to the proposed project. So Planning Commission had recommended approval, and therefore staff is recommending approval of this variance request.
Thank you, Troy. Any questions from the council? What is the council's
Motion to approve. Motion to approve.
Motion by Brent Svenby to approve. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second by Nate Dotson. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? This has been approved. Good luck. And with the next one is 3.5.2, authorized to purchase property at 1040 North Elm Avenue, and we're back to Troy.
This March, the DNR awarded the city $500,000 in grant money to purchase and remove homes from the floodplain. The funds cover 100% of the costs associated with the purchase and removal of these homes. The city has received these funds many times before, and all the funds from the current grant must be used by June 30th of 2018. The grant program is a voluntary program and certain criteria must be met. The city has a purchase agreement for the property at 1040 North Elm to purchase the property for $105,500 upon city council approval. An appraisal of the property was completed to establish the purchase price. The property has a single-family house as well as a detached garage, and the planned closing would be on or before July 1st. This home sits within the floodway of Maple Creek and did receive significant damage in the 2010 flood event. This is the last house on the west side of Elm Avenue. There is still one property on the east side that is within the floodplain. All costs associated with the purchase and removal of the home and garage would be covered by the grant. The removal of structures would be contracted out, and in this case, the house and garage, it is possible that they could be moved to a different location, and that'll be left up to whoever gets the bid to remove them from the property, and that should be reflected hopefully in our bid amount. So staff would recommend approval of the purchase and removal of the structures at 1040 North Elm.
Thank you, Troy. Any questions from the council?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Greg Schultz to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Kevin Rainey. Any further discussion there? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This has been approved. Now moving down to public comment, and if anyone in the audience would like to speak on any issue not on the agenda, please step forward and sign in. And we usually allow 2 minutes. So.
I'll have to read fast.
You have to read fast, okay.
My name is Richard Baumer. I live at 1080 Crestview, and I'm the current president of the Owatonna RC Modelers. I want to start tonight by thanking Mayor Coons and those council members that were up at Custom Coffee on Saturday, and I think it's an excellent way to communicate with residents in a little less formal setting. We talked a little bit about drones, and I think everybody in town is well aware of that has been caused by these things. I'm not going to get into that tonight. I really don't want to. What I'm interested in discussing with the council tonight is the advantage of model aviation, not only the city of Owatonna, but to its residents. We have a number of events during the summer out at our field,
and I'll later get into the four majors, but I want to tell you two stories. One involves a young man about 11 years old at the time, this is a number of years ago now, came to our field, wanted to learn how to fly model airplanes. He had a dream. He's now a second-year student at the University of North Dakota in their aviation program. When he went back to school last fall, he was selected to be a test pilot for a joint program between Northrop Grumman Aviation, not exactly a small aviation company, and the university. He's flying a 17-foot drone with a team of 15 people working with him. And the lucky duck is being paid to do it. The second story involves, we had some exchange folks here tonight. I had the honor 2 years ago of working with a exchange student from Norway. He also had a dream. He's now serving in the Norwegian Air Force. I had a picture of him last fall sitting alongside a General Breedlove, who's in charge of Air Force General, U.S. Air Force General, in charge of NATO operations in Europe. So, two success stories of dreams that were carried out by involvement in model aviation. So, what's the big deal? Well, from an economic perspective, the four events that I'm going to tell you about brings people from the central part of the U.S. on two of those events. It's a national event on one of those deals, and if we're lucky, there may be some foreign folks involved. Those people stay at this 4-day event on three of these four that I'm going to talk about. They stay at local hotels, they eat at local restaurants, they fill their cars and vehicles with fuel from our gas stations, and they tour the area just like any other tourist. So from an economic perspective, we need to welcome these folks and treat them well. I'm going to contact the chamber and see if we can't, at least for the national event, get some promotional stuff for the city, and maybe even have somebody come out and shake a few hands when they're there. But the four things that I want to talk about are Pitch Fest, which probably, where did that word come from? We talk about helicopters. Helicopters have blades like that, and there's pitch on them. So it's a group of radio-controlled helicopters only. That's all they fly. Drag races, obstacle course, all kinds of. If you haven't seen it, do it. We have an aero tow, 4-day. This is a national event. If you've ever seen about a 23-foot model glider being towed up by an almost equally big model airplane, both of them being flown remotely. They fly up to about 1,000 feet. They release. The glider searches around for thermal activity and see how long they can stay up. Last summer we had 10 gliders and 2 tow planes up at the same time. It's really a sight to see. Owatonna RC Modelers, my club, celebrates 30 years at our current facility on on County Road 30, just off of Lamond Road. That's going to be a big deal. We're going to try and invite all of the local other area clubs, and you'll see virtually any kind of airplane model that you can imagine. August 10th to the 12th is another regional event, radio control helicopters, just like Pitch Fest. In fact, a lot of the same guys will be back. So those are the 4 major events. We have others, but they're a little more local. So whatever the council can do to promote the things going on out there, we really appreciate it. And I really want to impress that when the FAA made the announcement in December of last year about the new rules and regulations about flying these things, it affected the entire hobby. When you're talking drones, people have a tendency to think about the 4, 6, and 8 rotor things. Now the FAA has called everything that flies unmanned is now a drone. So we've got to be careful with terminology. But what we're trying to do is prevent shutting down model aviation entirely so that these dreams aren't squashed. Be glad to work with anybody in the council Park and Rec, whatever we can do to make sure these young people have the opportunity that they want. So, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would like to have you leave some literature on this so that we can pass it on and actually start promoting it ourselves.
Just so happens I have some.
Okay, good, good.
I've got a number of CDs here. I think I've got 3. This is... Yeah, my card is in there. But that CD contains a presentation that I did at a club meeting in January. We had, I think I invited Greg for sure. I think Tom probably secondhand.
Okay.
We had fire department. We had MnDOT. We had an FAA representative here, police and fire.
Okay.
And I think there were about 30, 35 people at that event. And so we're trying to put out a fire. These things can be flown safely, but people need a little education on
I think it'd be very interesting and entertaining to watch that.
We will do what we can to make sure we don't have any serious events here in town. There have been some, so unless we get our thumb on the problem, it could get worse. So thanks, folks.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else that wishes to speak?
Good evening. My name's Mike Conrad, and I'm with Owatonna Steele County Amateur Radio. Hopefully you got your letters sometime earlier in the week. I'm here doing my annual invite, hoping to get at least a couple of you to come out and see us June 25th and 6th, Saturday and Sunday at Willow Creek School, 1050 22nd Avenue Northeast. We'll be there from about 9 o'clock Saturday morning till about 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon. We spend Saturday morning setting up. The on-air portion of the event kicks off at 1 p.m. on Saturday and goes till 1 p.m. on Sunday, 24 hours. We will be there all night operating. We'd love to see a couple of you come out. Let us show you what we can do, what we have to offer. There are benefits to the city and to the general public. This event is open to any and everybody, and we're more than happy to have any and everybody show up. So hope I see a few of you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak? Seeing none, I'll move on to the council members, and I will start with Kevin Rainey.
First, congratulations to the Corky's Early Bird. It was a huge success, brings a lot of people into the community. Hotels were full, a lot of businesses, their business was up because of that tournament. It's between that and the county fair. Those are 2 of the bigger events hosted in Owatonna. So thank you to everyone that worked that. That's all I have tonight. Be safe Memorial Day weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Brent?
You got nothing this evening?
Thank you. Nate?
Nothing to add.
Jeff?
Nothing to add.
Greg?
Just want to wish everybody a good Memorial Day weekend, and hopefully sometime during the weekend you take some time to reflect what Memorial Day is all about.
Thank you, Greg. Please do. Dave?
Nothing more than that.
Tom?
Nothing else to add.
Chris?
Nothing for me either.
And from my standpoint, again, wish you a very healthy and happy Memorial Day and a safe one, and reflect on what it's all about. So with that, look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A motion by Kevin Rainey to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Nate Dotson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.